What's up everybody, it's CJ and I'm back in Barnacle Bay for yet another Barnacle Bay renovation video, and today I'm gonna be renovating the Garden of the Forgotten, which sounds very dreary and also it sounds very sad. To make it worse, this lot is on the edge of the world in Barnacle Bay, so it's literally forgotten almost. Like, you have to go out of your way to come here. I think there's just a house across the street and like that's it, y'all. Like, there's nothing else over here. So I knew for a fact that I wanted to make this lot look a lot better and also to kind of liven it up a little bit. So the lot has a cherry blossom tree by default, and there's just not that many cherry blossoms in Barnacle Bay. So I knew for a fact I kind of wanted to use the cherry blossom, and I wanted to, like, you know, liven the place up and make it look a lot better, obviously. So I used a couple of them over here. I wanted this place to just be a nice park where your Sims can come to just chill, hang out, just find some peace and some solace out here, you know. There are also some objects and things for your Sims to use. When I was placing all the trees down, y'all, I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of giving wedding vibes, like a wedding venue. Now, this isn't a wedding venue lot. It is just like a regular park, but you can definitely get your Sims married out here if you wanted to. So I do have a wedding arch and some wedding things because, like, the vibes were just kind of giving. The landscaping was looking really good. So yeah, it all kind of came together in the end, I would say. Now, one cool thing about this lot is that it does have 2 ponds already, so I just went in and made them a little bit bigger. That way your Sims could fish here if you wanted to. Now, I did not put any fish spawners, but your Sims should still be able to fish out here and hopefully catch something. If not, I will probably add some spawners. I'll have to test it out to see. But your Sims should be able to fish out here. But as you can see, everything now is coming together. I went ahead and I added a fence around the whole entire lot. I went in and I added some lily pads for the bodies of water. I was kind of inspired by that lot that I furnished a couple of weeks ago. It was the fishing spot that was on the mountain. I had like the pond with the lily pads and I had like a little boat inside of it. So I kind of used some of those same ideas from a previous lot. Let me tell you about this merman statue. So originally I was going to use the fountain that has like the Sims on the boat, like they're, you know, landing on shore, but I accidentally clicked on this merman statue and I was like, bro, I really like it. And I thought it looked so cool. And I don't really ever get a chance to use objects like this in my everyday builds. So I was like, bro, I've got to use it today. So I kind of used the statue to be like the midpoint of the whole entire lot. Sometimes when I do these kind of park lot or lots that have a lot of space, I'll like map out little sections of where I want things to go. So for example, you'll see that I'm using the floor tiles to kind of like map out a little section. And I just do stuff like this to help me, you know, place down terrain paint so everything can kind of be like even. Because if you didn't know, in The Sims 3, maybe in The Sims 2, but in The Sims 3, if you want to like place down terrain paint and you want everything to be even, you can add down floor tiles around where you want things to go. And then when you go in and use the terrain paint, it's going to keep everything even and it's going to keep everything nice and neat. So all you have to do next is just delete the floor tiles if you want, and then everything will be like nice, you know. But I decided to keep the floor tiles just for some extra, like, you know, detailing and stuff. So I did use some wood flooring down for it. I also used some of these palm trees. I believe they're from Island Paradise, I want to say. So I'm using some of the Island Paradise palm trees. The cherry blossoms, as you can see, are base game. So I added, I think, 4 of them in all. And I know this lot isn't really that big, so I couldn't add everything that I wanted to, but I was trying to just give you a lot of things to do and maybe like a reason to even come here. So, you know, you can get married out here if you want to. That's a reason to come, right? There's also like the pond so your Sims can fish. I did go in and I added a couple of chess tables. I'm also using some dominoes tables as well, because I don't really use domino tables in the game. Like, let me ask y'all, I mean, I feel like in all these videos I always have a question, but let me ask you, do you ever use the dominoes tables? They come with Showtime. Do you ever have your Sims play dominoes? I don't. I mean, if anything, I'll have my Sims play video games on the game console or like, you know, one of the arcade cabinets or something, but they never play dominoes. So do any of y'all Sims play on the dominoes table? Yeah, and like I said, yo, I'm using that same boat idea. Now, again, you cannot use this boat on this lot. It doesn't work like that. These boats work in the ocean, not in ponds, but I just thought it looked kind of nice, you know. I also added some more flowers and stuff and some more grass around it to make it look a little bit overgrown and a little bit more natural. I do go back and I add some dirt terrain paint around the pond to kind of give it extra detail. Sometimes I'll forget to do certain things when I'm like doing it in the video, and then I'll think about it after, like when I finish recording or like right before I finish recording. I'm like, oh, I forgot this. Also, there is no bathroom on this lot, y'all. There's no bathroom. There is no all-in-one bathroom. Yeah, you know, I just didn't know where I wanted to put one, and yeah, so maybe have your Sims use the bathroom before you come here. You could squeeze in some all-in-one bathrooms bathrooms in the corner of the building. I don't know. Sometimes I go back and I'll out stuff before I upload it, so I may add a bathroom, but there is no bathroom at the time of me saying this. So like, maybe make sure your Sims go to the bathroom before you come, you know, like, like in my brain, I feel like this lot is more so for hanging out, but you can, you know, get married here and all that other stuff. So yeah, my brain is like more so a park, not really a wedding venue, but it serves a dual purpose, I would say. And then this section over here is why I knew I wanted the wedding arch to go, because like, I just thought it was so nice, y'all, especially with the cherry blossom trees. You have all the landscaping around it. And also this had like a lot of space that I could actually use. So it all kind of worked out in the end. So I'm using the wedding arch. I'm putting it at an angle, and I'm putting it right in front of these cherry blossom trees. I'm also adding the chairs from the outdoor living stuff pack. I think that's what it's called. And I just thought these look so fancy. I do recolor them though, so they come in blue, but I made them more of a beige color so it can kind of like match a little bit more with the surroundings. So I added a couple of those out here. It took me so long to actually like place them where I want it. I feel like I have a symmetry problem sometimes, because it's like on one side everything was looking nice, on the other side everything was looking cricket. So I don't know, I just had to like keep playing with the chairs. I wanted to get everything like even if I could, so I did put 3 rows, so hopefully that's enough for your Sims. If you need to add more, feel free to. There are a couple of park benches that I do place down like a little bit later in the video, and all of those are from Barnacle Bay. And then I thought about the fact that your Sims will probably want to cut the cake and have food to eat here, so there is a buffet table. I'm using these picnic tables as well, and I do use a little circular table from the base game, so you can cut a cake here if you would like to. And then one cool thing too, y'all, because I was trying to figure out like what else I could put here on the slot to kind of make it make sense. So I also put a grill. I put like 3 of them, you know, in case your Sims just want to eat normally. But I also made a little lookout tower. You'll see it a little bit in the video, because like since this lot is kind of like on a cliff and it's on the far end of the world and it does overlook the ocean, I was like, why don't I make like a little makeshift lookout point? Now I was gonna build a tower, but I think I'm gonna save that idea for a different lot. There's a couple lots like this one in the world where they're just kind of like all on the outskirts of the world, so I was like, maybe I can use that tower idea later on. But I knew that I wanted to have like a little lookout section for this lot, so I'm using the telescopes that come with Barnacle Bay. They look like fish. So I wanted to use some of those. So what I ended up doing was I wanted to put 2 down, but I wanted to kind of make it so your Sims could like stand a little bit above the ground. So I'm using this foundation right here, and then I kind of like fenced it in with a half wall. I put some stairs down, and luckily I had enough room with move objects turned off, by the way, for 2 of these telescopes. So it was kind of cool. So I put one like facing a different way and the other one facing another way. I feel like in real life you can move them, you know, wherever you want, but I just thought that was so cool. I feel like the view is not much to write home about. One of the telescopes is right in front of a tree, so you know, maybe the view was not the best, but you can look out if you want to. Maybe at nighttime you can look out at the stars and stuff like that. Oh, and one thing too, y'all, that I forgot to mention is that if you look close enough, you'll see these street lights have dolphins on them. I love these street lights. I think they do come with Barnacle Bay. I think they're so cool. I mean, they have a dolphin on it, y'all. Like, how can you not like that, right? So I used a couple of those on this slot. I added, I think, maybe 2 more off camera just to make the place a little bit brighter at nighttime. But yeah, I gotta say, y'all, this lot turned out so good. I even added a parking lot. I think you've seen it a little bit in the video, but I did add a parking lot, so if your Sims come here, you know, you can have them park their cars. There's only 2 parking spaces, so like anything other than that is not gonna show up, but you know, it looks realistic, right? So this is me now using some chairs, trying to figure out what chairs I wanted for the Domino's tables. I was gonna use the same ones that I used for the wedding area, but I didn't really like it for this, so I'm using some of these base game chairs as well. I think this look a little bit nicer, I would say, and it kind of like matches a little bit more with the Domino's table. And then I realized that we had some empty space beside the Domino's table, and I was like, ooh, why don't I add a couple of art easels? So I'm using 2 of them from the base game, and I use one of those little like table things from university, and in my brain I'm like, maybe if you want your Sims to paint from reference, you can put like a little slottable object on top of it, and then your Sims can paint it, you know, for an easel. So there's art easels here. I put a couple of chess tables on the other side of this statue, so there's a good amount of things to do here, you know. Like, hopefully y'all like this lot. I think it turned out really, really nicely. I'm really excited about like renovating these lots, y'all, because like I said previously, Barnacle Bay gets a really bad rep, but like I understand, like when people say they hate Barnacle Bay, I can't be mad, because like, look at it, you know. But hopefully my renovation will make you, you know, want to use this lot. Maybe come here if you place this down. You can use this lot in any world, by the way. It doesn't just have to be Barnacle Bay, but you know, since I'm placing it here, you know, maybe if you play in this world and you want to place it down here, you can, you know. By the way, the chess tables I use are from the Town Life stuff pack. I really just like the way they look. They look kind of fancy, so I used those on this slide. I think I ended up just using 2 instead of 3 of them. But in all, y'all, that's pretty much it for the entire lot. Hopefully you like it. If you want to download it, I am going to leave this link down below. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. Follow me over on Twitch while I stream a lot of Sims, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, please be sure to stick around for the screenshot so you can see the build from different angles and stuff, you know? But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!